Okay, hello everybody. This is Mike here again. So I I have another topic for this week to talk about. A lot of my friends have been talking about this, and it's back and forth on social media. I follow a lot of people, or friends with a lot of people who do research in robotics or work for robotics companies, and do robotics trends and news and so on. So earlier this week, there was news. It was kind of big news in the robotics world that Walmart had basically not renewed their contract with a robotics company they had been working with to do uh, inventory scanning and updating in all their stores. So this was like a 5-year contract. So they really didn't fire the company. They just kind of didn't renew the contract. Um, so I've been reading a lot of stories about this, and I don't have any insider information about what happened. But just from an outsider's opinion, and based on what I've read and what I've seen, and what I know about the industry in the U.S. and abroad, is it just looks like the company that Walmart was working with had 5 years to develop a robot platform that Walmart was happy with. They had Walmart money to develop this robot, and they just didn't deliver on their promises. I mean, this happens a lot in the robotics field. You've got this really cool idea, you start developing it, and for whatever reason, tech reasons, um, you're because like 5 years is a long time. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that like in an agile environment, software, hardware environment, you fail quickly. It sounds like that Walmart got into almost like a waterfall agreement, 5-year agreement, and the company, the robotics company, just never delivered on it. So I think, but I'm not saying Walmart's totally out of the robotics field because I've read some other articles too that I'll show you here real quick. But my feelings is just that they had 5 years, didn't work out. The company, for whatever reason, couldn't deliver on its promises. Walmart just decided, hey, we're not going to renew the contract. We're done. And the company in question also had 5 years to develop a platform that they could sell to other companies using Walmart money for research and development, and they never got that. And it's so bad at this company now. I think the latest report says they laid off at least half their workers. So to me, it just sounds like just a bad fit, and the company just couldn't deliver on its promises. So, but now, if you read some of the stories, it says, let me share my screen. I'll show you some of the stories I've looked at, just a few, because I've been very curious about this and what was behind Walmart's decision, why Walmart did what it did. I may be reading too much, but I do know a little bit about the field, so I think it's just I know software development, hardware development, robotics development. And so here's the big headlines. I think it's Boza Nova. It's the company that Walmart basically ended the contract with. And they've laid off half the workers now. It's based in Carnegie Mellon. This is from the Wall Street Journal. I've read part of the Wall Street Journal article. So this is the company that Walmart discontinued their services with. I don't know if it's maybe discontinued. They just didn't re-up their contract. They didn't really fire them. They just didn't re-up their contract. Oh, same article. So this is the company. And if you look at their website, it's kind of interesting when you look at their website. It looks like it's more of an AI company than a robotics company. I just maybe me seeing this. So that may be part of the problem. They're not really a robotics company, they're an AI company. Boza Nova. Okay, so this is my theory. This is only my theory. Sam's Club, which is part of Walmart, I don't know how that all, how all the businesses work, but Sam's Club is part of Walmart, or a separate part, but they're kind of together. So Sam's Club also has been developing robots, and I think this is where they're going to go. So they've been working at Sam's Club with these vacuum cleaning, floor cleaning robots, autonomous floor cleaning robots, and it looks like almost all the Sam's Clubs in the U.S. are going to get these robots. So this is Brain Corporation. This is kind of their website. Okay, so if you look at their website, this is where I think Walmart is going. So they have autonomous floor cleaning robots, autonomous delivery robots, and autonomous shelf scanning robots. Now I know Walmart has said they think humans may be cheaper right now, but I think they have this back, this ace in the hole, or they have this in their back pocket or up their sleeve, so to speak, and that this is the company that's going to continue to develop and research their self-scanning robots, the delivery robots, and so on. I don't think they're getting out of robotics. And of course, Walmart has a few. Now I've seen this before. Some companies. So BrainCorp sounds like it's better suited to fit Walmart's what Walmart wants to do. As far as they have a robotics platform and they have AI technology and so on. And I think I've already showed you this article, one of the many I've read. So it's a combination of this tenant BrainCorp combination right here that's working at Sam's Club. So I think that's the company that Walmart's going to work with. I mean, I'm not saying they're going to use this company to develop their robots and so on, but it's definitely a possibility. I think this tenant company, I may be saying that wrong. They have developed this floor cleaning robot. A human could ride on it, or you can be autonomous. They're the ones that have developed this that's being used in Sam's Club now, and probably all the Sam's Club. You'll probably be seeing this in the Sam's Clubs cleaning the floors now. And I think they're working with BrainCorp to develop a line of robots to support the needs of Walmart. Okay, so this is just my feelings on the matter. I don't think Walmart's getting out of robotics. I think there's an industry dynamic occurring right now, especially in the US, and it has to do with the fact that the unemployment rate is still kind of high right now. There's still available workers out there. So Walmart is not seeing the advantage to start to automate as much. Before the pandemic, there was a lots of advantages to automation because the employment rate was so low. So that was making automation more and more important to keep labor costs down. Now, as unemployment is becoming up, the need for autonomous robots has dropped a little bit. Plus, I mean, Walmart has not suffered through the COVID-19 because of the high demand. Everybody's going to Walmart instead of going out to restaurants now. But because you still have a high unemployment rate, the demand for autonomous robots is not as great as it was 6 months, 9 months, 8 months ago. Basically, last Christmas. Um, Now, as COVID-19 slowly disappears and unemployment starts to drop, the demand for autonomous robots will start to increase. And I think that's where Walmart has Brain Corp in mind. So instead of signing a long-term contract with them, I don't know what their contract status is, but they've got them in their back pocket. They can continue to develop robots, more agile approach where they basically have to prove themselves to Walmart instead of doing like more of a waterfall where they have a long-term contract and kind of more of the agile philosophy in management software and hardware development. I think is what's happening in Walmart. And then Walmart's always got the option. Most big companies, if you use it like Amazon as an example, Amazon at the beginning with their warehouse robots, they worked with a few companies to understand the technology and what they needed to do. And then once they understood what they needed to do, they basically created their own in-house robotics department, development, and division, and they just like took off from there. And I think, plus I think Amazon bought a few robotics companies at the beginning just to have their resources and employees and data information. So that's also an opportunity. That's also a possibility for Walmart. Once Walmart steps back, and then once demand picks up for what they perceive to be autonomous, they just might start buying up companies. They could even buy up the company that Boza Nova company. Once its value is dropped to nothing, they could always buy that company. Its information is in its data, and go on. So my conclusion is, I think Walmart's still going to be heavily involved in robotics. They may kind of be downplaying it right now because they don't see the reason or demand or the business model for it. But it's only a matter of time. Vaccines are coming out. If not by the end of the year, first quarter, second quarter next year. So I can see by the end of next year that the employment rate, especially in the U.S., will drop back to its low levels, hopefully. And then robots and autonomous robots will come back. So cool. So you may disagree with me or agree with me or think that just I don't know what I'm talking about, but I think that's kind of what's going on. That's just kind of my ideas. If you have different ideas, you can always email me, text me. I'm all over social media. If you have some inside information, you can always put a comment there saying, hey, yeah, you totally don't know what you're talking about, but I just think it's just a not a short-term setback. I just think it was just a bad fit between Walmart and Boza Nova. Is all it was. They didn't fulfill the promises. They had high expectations. They had a huge contract. They had a lot of money. They never were able to fulfill the promises, and that's what happened. Okay, cool. Unfortunately, you're going to see this a lot. There's a little side point. You could probably see this a lot in the next 5-10 years. You're going to see companies jump in with a cool idea. They may succeed or fail. There's going to be a lot of bigger companies buying them. Like Walmart may start buying up companies. Amazon may buy companies. Because sometimes it's better to have it in-house and contract it out. It just, based on the company and how they see things coming. So you're going to see a lot of movement. A lot of companies are going to jump in to the service, social, AMR market, and then there's going to be some consolidation, and there's going to be new companies. Some companies are going to leave. Some companies are going to get bought out, and so on. So there's going to be a lot of fluidity, a lot of stuff going on. I can't tell you which companies are going to be great, which companies are not, and where it's all going, because I just think it's cool watching to see what happens in the development and doing, and so on. So cool. Like I said, you can send me a comment or suggestion, or maybe you have, your idea what's happening, but cool. And thanks for watching this video, and I hope to see you next time. Thanks again. Bye.